I bet you didn't know the full story behind Trump's economic scorecard. Donald Trump inherited a relatively healthy economy, but his tenure painted a different picture. While the initial years saw some positive trends, the overall economic performance was mixed. Despite boasting about a booming economy, GDP growth lagged behind previous administrations, and job creation fell short. The manufacturing sector in particular faced significant challenges. The trade war with China yielded mixed results, with some sectors benefiting while others suffered. Tariffs impacted both American consumers and businesses, leading to increased costs and supply chain disruptions. Trump's economic legacy is marked by both successes and failures, with critics pointing to the widening income gap and soaring national debt. The stock market experienced volatility, and many Americans faced economic hardships. His policies often focused on short-term gains over long-term sustainability, leaving a vastly different economic landscape. Small businesses in particular struggled to survive amidst the changing economic policies and market conditions. This is going to blow your mind. Decoding Trump's economic enigma. His approach to economic policy has always been a puzzle, leaving analysts and experts scratching their heads. Predicting Trump's economic policies is like predicting the weather with a magic 8-ball. One moment it's sunny, the next, it's a storm. His first term was marked by sudden policy shifts and impulsive decisions, often announced via Twitter. These tweets could send markets into a frenzy or calm them down in an instant. This volatility left businesses and investors scrambling to adapt, creating a constant state of uncertainty. Companies had to be on their toes, ready to pivot at a moment's notice. Trump's protectionist policies, such as tariffs and trade wars, disrupted global supply chains and created friction with key trading partners. These moves were aimed at boosting domestic industries but often had mixed results. The global economy, already grappling with the COVID-19 fallout, was ill-prepared for the added turbulence of another Trump presidency. The combination of a pandemic and unpredictable policies created a perfect storm of economic challenges. I don't think people understand the full impact of Trump's economic policies. Inflation became a constant refrain during Trump's first term, with contradictory pronouncements and perplexing solutions. He blamed the Federal Reserve for raising interest rates and accused China of manipulating its currency. Trump's proposed solutions like tax cuts and increased domestic energy production often missed the mark. Tax cuts can lead to increased government borrowing, fueling inflation, while domestic energy production has limited impact on global oil prices. His understanding of inflation seemed rooted more in gut feeling than economic theory. The underlying factors driving inflation remained unaddressed. Inflation Nation promises and pitfalls. You need to hear this if you're a business owner or consumer. Section 4, Walls Don't Trade. Protectionism and its discontents. Trade became a weapon in Trump's arsenal, viewed as a zero-sum game where one nation's gain was another's loss. His protectionist policies, including tariffs and trade wars, disrupted global supply chains and raised prices for consumers, affecting everyday goods from electronics to groceries. The trade war with China led to a costly stalemate, harming businesses and consumers on both sides, with industries like agriculture and manufacturing taking significant hits. Critics argued that tariffs were counterproductive, leading to job losses and reduced business investment, as companies faced higher costs and uncertainty. Trump's protectionist impulses extended beyond China, imposing tariffs on allies like Canada and the European Union, which led to retaliatory measures. These tariffs strained relations with key trading partners and fueled economic uncertainty, causing fluctuations in the stock market and affecting investor confidence. The global economy felt the impact of these policies far and wide, with ripple effects that touched markets and industries around the world, highlighting the interconnected nature of modern trade. Am I the only one that didn't know the economic challenges we face are being ignored? Trump dismissed climate change as a hoax and rolled back environmental regulations. His administration withdrew the U.S. from the Paris Agreement and promoted fossil fuels. These actions jeopardized global efforts to combat climate change and sent a dangerous message to the world. Trump's skepticism of climate science and regulatory rollbacks accelerated climate change and harmed public health. I'm sure you've heard the news, the global stakes of a second Trump term. The prospect of a second Trump term filled world leaders with trepidation. His first term was marked by unpredictable policies, diplomatic spats, and a disregard for international norms. Trump's transactional worldview alienated allies and withdrew the U.S. from key international agreements. His protectionist trade policies created friction with key trading partners, disrupting global supply chains. Perhaps most concerning was his approach to Russia, raising fears of undermining the Western alliance and emboldening Russia.